Broadcasting live from sunny South Florida, and the best way to start your Saturday. This is KMA Talk Radio. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of fine cigars. And now your KMA crew. The man with the scoop, William Cooper. Alex the Goat Tavella. And always telling it like it is, Honest Abe Dababneh.
I like to smoke them like the Winston Churchill, like John Kennedy, yeah. Remember Coach Red Auerbach, pumped up for victory, yeah. Well, you can take my wife, you can take my car, but you can't take my big cigar. My cigar.
Good morning to all our loyal listeners, libertarians, and lovers of the leaf. Honest Abe here, and we are broadcasting live KMA episode number 611. And as always, I'm here with my trusted crew, the man we like to call the GOAT, Alex Tavella, our dear friend, always bringing us industry news, rumor, and teaser-free, William the Scoop Cooper, and our guest host today, who really, is very, very active on another podcast. We were able to snag him from his very busy schedule of appearing on another podcast to join us today as a guest host on KMA Talk Radio. Our dear friend, John Carney.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Real podcast. Let's be clear.
I'm curious. Am I busy? Is it Coop's podcast we're talking about?
Mr. Fohawk himself. How are we doing today?
Good. You know why I did this? I watched the show, and you've had some real celebrities on, and like you got Guy Fieri's in there, right? I think you've got Michael Knowles. You're legitimately real celebrities, and one thing they all have that makes them look put together is their hair is always done in some type of way. So I was like, I got to throw this up right now because it's going to make me look like a different person and fit in a little better.
You got the faux.
He's right, He's right. Celebrities have good hair, man. It's almost like a prerequisite.
I don't even know if I would confirm it as good. It's just always done. Like it's
hair,
something
right.
always
It's
going on.
Hair, right.
Together, right?
That's fair. That's a fair statement. May not be good, but it is always done in some way or other.
My hair is always done. What are you talking about? Coop's hair is
Shout out to Carney with the French press Saturday morning.
Coop, when are you going to get rid of the Larry Fine, haircut?
I'll be really honest. I have very severe psoriasis.
Oh, I think we've talked about it.
Yeah, that's the reason why I have it. Yeah. I can't get my father to do it either.
I sported that haircut for many, many years.
It kind of has around the ear a lot. I get it. Yeah.
And every time I
can't get my father to come off it either.
Every time I talk to my wife, I literally look at her. I'm like, how did you let me have that fucking haircut?
Yeah.
And
it's kind of like Coop's signature look, though. At this point,
I mean,
if you got rid of it, it'd be sad
for sure.
Exactly. Well, listen, I made Nimish get rid of it. Nimish had it, and on a drunken whim, he agreed to let me shave his head on the trade show floor, and we shaved him bald, and he never went back.
Yeah, well, you're not going to catch Coop on a drunken whim. That's the problem.
That would be fun. Coop, maybe we should do it on a trade show floor. I think
I wouldn't be against doing it as long as I don't have the psoriasis flare up. I'm fine doing it. Yeah, we could. No, I never did it. I'd actually be willing to do it. It's some function, yeah.
Maybe we could raise money for charity or something.
Yeah, that's what I think we should do. Yeah, we could do kids' cancer or something like that. Yeah, I'm in.
I think you'd look more badass.
I'm not disagreeing.
Hey, Goat, you're going to love my setup here today. The French press one. I got the dad mug. I've got a metal cigar stand, and I got an M16 cigar poker.
Oh, this guy's he's ready to go.
We're ready to friggin'
he can literally spend the rest of his Saturday exactly where he's at. He's good to go.
Probably one of the best things I picked up at the trade show. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Still use it.
The Placencia.
Yeah, man. It's like my outdoor lighter.
I have a blue and a green one. I have the green one, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Green one.
What is that one, Abe?
Let me see. It came in the Placencia when they were releasing the new line.
It kind of looks like, doesn't Alta this do those as well? I think we have them in the store. They're not. That looks a little nicer, though, like metal.
Oh, this is heavy as shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks like that same.
Them designs are getting popular. Those longer, slimmer, man.
What was the line they gave us out with that they released? The newest one, the
blue one. Yeah, I'd make sense.
So this came like in a sampler box with I think 1 or 2 or 3 of the cigars, and they gave them out to select retailers. But ever since I bought it, it sits outside here with me, and I use it all the time, and the trigger works great. That being said, what are y'all smoking today?
Well, actually, I'm lighting something up that was at the Great Smoke, only available at the Great Smoke. This is the Perez Carrillo Deep Blue from Casa Carrillo.
Sold out of those.
I actually got my box afterwards because I didn't feel like dragging it. I just waited for them to go on the site, and I think they were on the site, and they went real quick.
You know, you're lucky you got them because the ones that came on the site were the ones that were the very few that was left over from what they bought at TGS. I don't think we've gotten our official shipment.
Allotment. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you are a lucky man. I haven't tried that cigar yet, but I've heard good things from the people who have.
I'm going to let you guys pick what I smoke. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4.5 cigars. I have a broken half of a cigar from a previous employer. So that's there.
All right, that's out.
Yeah, I knew was gonna say toss.
I'm doing broken halves this morning.
I've got the Right to Bear Arms by Hoot and Young. I got the Bentley White Robusto. It's a good morning smoke. I got the Pastania San Andreas, and
I wonder where you got that from.
Yeah, and I've got the Davidoff Golf Edition. This is the first release they did. It was like 10 years ago, I think, right?
Yeah, that is they did that one, and one had the gold band, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. And coincidentally, my dad smoked through the pack, but he only I had 4 of these things, and he only smoked the ones with the gold bands.
Right,
which was supposed to go to whoever won the round.
Well, whoever won the round, yeah.
What are you doing? I'm like, you smoking them just randomly. It was great. Cigars made you enjoy it. Like, what made you specifically pick the gold ones? And he said he liked the gold band. So I was like, all right. So yeah, let's put it down to these. I got Bentley White, Right to Bear Arms, or the Golf for Masters Weekend. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, I'm the Davidoff horse, so I'd say smoke the Golf.
I say the Golf.
What are you saving this for? What are you saving it for?
Yep. Today's the day.
I got an interesting stick, though, Abe, that I'm going to light up this morning. I'm going to venture to say that odds are pretty good that I'll be the only one smoking this cigar on a Saturday, probably in the world, because I just can't imagine how many are in the wild. But where do you see this thing?
The Chinese finger trap.
Oh, Lao God, a Chinese finger trap.
Where the fuck did you find that?
You want to know? You want to know? Actually, I happened to be in Wellington, and I just happened to stop by the Wellington store. And sure enough, he's still got a couple fucking sitting on the shelf.
How is that possible?
I don't know. But I said, yes, I need a few of these.
Moya Ruiz. That was when I covered that, I got blasted by Steve Saka.
Really?
He was not happy I covered that. Yeah.
I bought a box of these at the Great Smoke.
Steve Saka not happy.
What does it even have to do with him, though?
Well, that was the whole Milton Bradley game box that they had. You know, it was a sensitive time with children and stuff.
Gotcha.
So I went into my wife's humidor, and lo and behold, I forgot about these. When we went to the St. Iago Parade Valentine's Day weekend over in Tampa, Carlito gave my wife a whole bunch of cigars, like Opus 20th and some other rare shit. And he had, because I guess he heard me say, like, I had one box and I was smoking through one box. He gave my wife like 6 of these. So I took one.
Oh, beautiful.
Wait, I can't see it. What?
It's the Dubai? It's the greatest show on earth.
Oh, okay, now I see it.
It's got the green on it though, but it's green, right?
Yeah.
There's no green.
Yeah, but he's got the green screen, so that's why you can't see it, because the green.
Yeah. That's why I thought it was Dubai.
There's actually no green on it whatsoever. It's just the tinting of the
tinting,
on the gold foil. Yeah. But yeah,
we're smoking like freaking royalty today, to be honest.
Yeah, this is like a unicorn.
We got gems, we got throwbacks,
this thing ain't out. This Casa Carrillo is nowhere now. It's not gonna be anywhere till May.
No.
God damn, this is actually a fucking good cigar.
It was, funny. I got a few before they came out, and I had to stop Jose Blanco from going back to Macedonia with them, basically.
Smart move, Cooper.
Oh, he had some too. And by the way, he loved that cigar, Jose. I mean, he was raving about that cigar to me, and he doesn't often do that. So that said a lot.
So I got a little soapbox this morning. John Carney already commented on it. I sent it to a few people, and and listen. If you're watching KMA now, there's a handful of you on. Do me a favor, tag anybody you know, whether they're in the industry, whether they're your friends who are aficionados. Tag them right now. One, because the algorithm's stunting our exposure of the show, so we could always use a bunch of tagging. So tag any friend you think would enjoy the show. But this is something, especially, I think, I seldom will comment on social media when I hear something absurd and whatever, because there's just no point to it. But I got caught in the hair. I don't know what time that message was sent last night, John.
2:06 a.m.
Was it 2:06 a.m.? Yeah. So I don't know. I just got triggered by this because I've heard this so many fucking times over the years. And my comment on Instagram was so long, I had to break it in two parts because I guess Instagram has a limit to how much you could fucking write on a comment. And it took me a while to figure out that that's why I couldn't find the send button after I typed everything out. But I'm going to play the clip for you, and then we'll discuss it. Alex, can you get us where we're on the side of the screen so the clip can play freely here? Here we go. All right.
You take Perdomo, Rocky, Fuente, Padron, you could put those things on the floor and people will find them. These guys have been in business for decades. They need to be taking the boutique lines and putting them in the center shelf because that's where people need to see them. But if you're a Perdomo smoker, you're going to find the Perdomo. It doesn't matter where you put it. The problem is a lot of these lounges, in my opinion anyway, they put their legacy brands, their mainstream brands in prime placement when they don't need to be there, because you will find them. They need to be highlighting the smaller brands that nobody knows about. That's how you're going to push them. That's how you're going to bring recognition to them. But depending on the lounge owner, some lounges, they just want to make sales. And other lounges are very passionate about what they do. And it doesn't matter if they put a boutique on the bottom, their guys come in and say, hey, I got something new. You might want to try it. It's over there. So it's really the quality of the lounge is what we look for also.
Yeah, and that's an excellent point. I was just sitting there sucking on the cigar. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying it now. I mean, I was enjoying it before, but I'm enjoying it more now.
No, I'm still chewing on what he just said about,
It'll change. We're in a new wave, a new era of cigars. And a couple of years ago, some of these lounges that wouldn't give me a chance, I told them, these younger kids, the Gen Zs that are smoking now, I mean, not being rude, but they don't care about the legacy brands. Because the millennials and the Gen Z, I hate to say hipsters, but they kind of have that mentality where we don't care about mainstream. We want the artisans. We want the artistic. We want the smaller companies. And you're starting to see the change. We're in a new era of cigar smoking because the old timers that have been smoking the same cigar for 30 years, I mean, let's face it, they're on their way out the door. Then the younger guys just don't care about the mainstream brands. So the shift is happening, and some of these lounges are starting to notice it, and they're starting to make those changes to bring in the smaller brands. You take Perdomo, Rocky, Fuente.
So nothing against the Leaf Cutter guys. Their podcast is great, but I actually messaged them because I'm like, who is this guy and what is his brand? Because this is the type of guy I need to make sure I don't run into in any form or fashion next week, at the trade show. And they were nice about it. And I get their, hold on one second. My daughter.
I have so much to say on this.
Bro, if you can find my comments.
Oh my goodness.
You can find my comments.
This is so classic when I see people getting the podcast. They jump behind the boutiques, and the boutiques should be getting all the love, and then they try to say that the main brands are dead.
I mean, okay, I guess I was waiting. I thought it, but look, here's the bottom line. I mean, currently, 80% of the customers walking into my store are looking for those legacy brands. Yeah. So I'm not going to make it fucking harder for the 80% of people that walk into my store. So that the 20%,
right,
not even 20, the 2%,
right, which is really right, the 2%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, right. Maybe the tide's turning. When that tide turns, maybe we'll consider changing up shelves. But right now,
that's
80%
exactly
of
what I said. I'm here. I don't work for you. I work for the consumer. You know, I'm here to make their lives easier. You have to earn that space. You're not given that space. You know, you want me to inconvenience 98% of my clientele to have them looking on the floor for shit so I could put your stuff. And at the end of the day, I'm here. I only work for the consumer. Really, I don't work for the manufacturers. Honestly, I don't work for my company because I don't have a company if I don't have the consumers. So I work for the consumers, you know, and we're here to service them. We're not here to help you do your work, you know. And I just have to go ahead and comment, Alex, if you want to say something, because I want to break.
No, I was going to say real quick, just two things while you're doing this. This was a perfect segue to test out the new toy with StreamYard. So I'm going to start that right now. We have a new poll. Very simple, folks. Comment 1 or 2. Do you think boutique brands deserve better placement in the humidor?
My answer is no. I think they have to earn
My answer is no, too.
Right?
My answer is no, too.
I want to break this down.
KMA will start it off with a no.
I want to break this down line by line because some of the absurdity. And these guys at Cigar Leaf Cutters, they were great. I asked them what it was, whatever. They were nice. I think they thought I was talking to them. I'm not. And I get it. I don't know how old their podcast is or whatever. But, you know, they got somebody on their show who's got some brand, so they're, you know, show them the respect and being nice. But like, I would have like totally debunked everything as it was coming out of this guy's mouth. But
Rocky, Fuente, Padron, you could put those things on the floor and people will find them. These guys have been in business for decades.
Yeah, I got to refresh my. I wish I could have paused and done commentary while I was playing, but I can't. I tried to. So yeah, these guys. What this guy doesn't realize is they all started out like him. Nobody came in and just
as a legacy brand, right?
Yeah, we started as a legacy brand. They started out just like him, and you know what? They did it in an age where there was no social media, there were no bloggers, there were no nothing. They built their empire on the quality of their product, you know. And you think these people don't deserve recognition for that? You don't think they've earned that placement? So that's my first comment.
They need to be taking the boutique lines, putting them in the center shelf because.
Now tell me why. Why do I need to do your job? Why do I help you? See, there's no accountability, and this is why a lot of these guys suffer right out of the gate. Why are you expecting me, the retailer, to give you extra exposure? Because in the day, let's be real, I don't care if they buy his brand or a legacy brand. I just care about giving the consumer what he wants.
Right. Well, see, and I think that is the problem. Because I think some, especially when you get in these like smaller, more boutique, some retailers are too busy wanting to educate the consumer. And that's fine when the consumer's open to education. But a good retailer buys cigars that his consumers want to buy. He doesn't buy the cigars that he wants his consumers to buy. Because that's what we're doing. I'm going to buy these and I have to put them in his place so my consumers see. No, your consumers already want to buy some shit. Have the shit they want to buy. And then when you have the shit they want to buy, they'll be open to say, yeah, I'll try that. Sure, give me one of those too.
You as a brand owner have to create that.
Yeah. Yes. Right. It's not the retailer's job. The retailer's job is to get people to walk in their store and buy the fucking cigars. Whatever cigar. I don't care if he buys a fucking Fuente, Hooten Young, Bentley, whatever. Successfully completed. Consumer bought a cigar. Yeah. That is the only market. Whatever fucking cigar.
You know, on my website, you talked about the 80%. 80% of the traffic comes from the top 20 companies. There's no one looking for this stuff.
Look,
and guess what? It's the same math. Go ahead, Abe.
Yeah, it's
the same math in a humidor.
Yeah, it's the one thing that's always been standard in industry. 80% of our business is done with 20% of the brands we sell.
Yeah.
That's been a real fun
since
I can remember, you know. So hold on, because he has some of the most absurd comments in this. You started laughing literally when
I almost lost it. I was laughing. I mean, I couldn't believe what.
Let me get there because there's a lot of meat in this fucking pie here. Hang on.
Deceiving. But if you're a Perdomo smoker, you're going to find the Perdomo. It doesn't matter where you put it. The problem is a lot of these lounges, in my opinion anyway, They put their legacy brands, their mainstream brands, in prime placement when they don't need to be there
because he doesn't understand why they need to be there. You know, that's like in my shipping department, we try to put all the selling brands up close in front to the packing stations and on the lower shelves, and the stuff that we barely have to pull anywhere toward the back of the warehouse and up high, we don't care where it goes. It's called convenience, and we're making the convenience to our consumers. He doesn't understand that. He's talking just from his perspective. Here's my brand. Help me. Give me some recognition. No, go out and get your recognition. We don't work for you. You don't send me a paycheck. The only people
you know what's interesting
is a consumer.
Okay, he's a consumer.
You know what's interesting?
No, he's not a consumer. This guy's a brand owner.
Okay, so you know what's interesting? I got a list of things. Yeah, I got a list of things here, and I'll go through it in a second. I want to say on top, but you mentioned something specifically on this one point. He says Perdomo. It doesn't matter where you put it; they're going to find it. So define to me what prime placement is if where you put a brand makes that prime placement, right? So if you find Padron or Perdomo, no matter where it's at, somebody's gonna be like, well, that sells great there because it's Padron or Perdomo. It's not because it's prime spot. Nick Perdomo spent millions on making sure his brand represents itself.
That's
and
what I was going to say,
spot,
John.
no matter where you put it.
Probably
and the guy who started selling cigars out of his garage.
But listen, let's say, forget, I'm not even taking brands into consideration. Let's say I'm building my Humidor and I say, what looks great on the shelves? Well, guess what? There ain't much that looks better than fucking Perdomo when it's out. The box lids are flipped. I mean, so nothing that even Perdomo in itself was just a bad example. But go ahead, John, keep going.
But I want define to me what prime space is, because there's not one planogram that fits every single cigar lounge because everybody's doing their own thing. So what for me, I look at it as the prime space in a Humidor becomes what brand is in that space. So I walk into a spot in the far right corner is probably, if you said, where's it going to be the best spot? People are going to say, well, the far right corner is the best. If Perdomo's over there or Padron's over there or Fuente's over there, guess what? That's the hottest spot. And generally what you have next to it becomes hotter too. So when I would plan a Humidor out, if I were to do this, I would recommend people spread the big brands around to make the other things around it make sense. But to define a Humidor as having prime space, I mean, this isn't a grocery. There's very few places that are set up like Costco that are set up for marketing, advertising. Like there's very few retailers that are that perfect.
History of prime space is eye level, not buried. That's
I get that, but guess what? If you put, like John said, he's right. Go ahead and put all your Perdomo or all your Padron on the floor. Guess what? Your prime space in your Humidor is going to be your floor, right? Because that's where people are going to go to get their shit.
100%.
Yeah. This is what kind of did in the Boutique Cigar Association at the PCA trade show. They were complaining about their floor space, and they wanted prime floor space, except what they didn't understand is that people have been going to the trade show every year, and they accumulate points for loyalty with that, where they do get a preference with that. So, and they hadn't hit that yet, but they wanted, it was almost like this entitlement or this communist mentality that we have to reward the small guys versus the big guys. I don't think that's
and the small guys haven't done their work yet.
I do. I mean, I can tell in the media they don't do their work. It's unbelievable.
Center section right by the front door. I'm going to walk by every one of them and go to the companies I need to see. Now, we carry, don't get me wrong, we carry a lot of boutique brands. El Mago right off the bat. In fact, we just did a SI exclusive with them. It's not that we have a problem against boutique brands, but you have to understand the psychology. You have to do things, whether it's different look, different packaging, themed, be out there on social media, whatever it takes. You have to work so that a guy like me will say, this guy gets it. He's going to put in the hard work. I like what he's doing. Let me support him. Let me try to bring this brand in or whatever. And that's how we bring it in. I can't tell you how many boutique guys that I've talked to, and Alex could tell you, after a 30-minute phone call, I literally will say, never carrying that brand. Never going to carry that brand. I don't care how, because I can just tell by the psychology of talking to the guy. He's dead in the water. He's dead in the water. Zero accountability. Zero, I need to do anything. It's, hey, you do stuff. It's your fault. You do stuff. You need to help me get there. I don't. No one helped me get there. No one helped any manufacturer get there. Work it. But this mentality drives me nuts because I see it so often. And this is not even the most absurd shit he says. Hang on.
When they don't need to be there. because you will find them. They need to be highlighting the smaller brands that nobody knows about.
Why?
That's how you're going to push them. That's how you're going to bring recognition to them.
Why do I got to bring recognition to them?
Lounge owner, some lounges, they just want to make sales. And other lounges are very passionate about
I died laughing.
Right.
It just
that's
showed
when I lost. That's when I started losing it too.
Let me get this straight. The cigar lounges want. How the fuck do you think we stay open? You know, and he's trying to make it. Anytime someone comes from the position of, making money and selling is a bad. You know, you're evil. You've already lost, in my opinion. That if I don't do that, you don't have a place to put your fucking cigars. And what they don't realize is the skilled people who do that are the people who are servicing their customers. They're getting their customers what they want. They're listening to their customers. They're helping their customers. I mean, listen, I just saw an email from a consumer last night. Miami Cigars hasn't been to the Great Smoke many, many years. They came back this year. They wanted to come back, and they bought in a brand, Outcast. And the new format with the Great Smoke, where we put all the cigars and you don't have to go around and the manufacturers can bring whatever they want. They bought a cigar we don't carry. Guy messages me. I got two people message me. Hey, I got this in my TGS bags. I like this cigar. Went to go buy some. Guess what? You don't carry it. Messaged our buyer Monday morning. I said, hey, order a few SKUs. Let's get this on the shelves. Let's put it on the site. Mm-hmm. That's what you do.
Right.
That's how it works.
Absolutely.
That's how it works. And it was the Outcast cigar. I bet you most people didn't even get to that cigar in the pack yet. You know, I didn't even.
You know what I'd like to ask that guy?
We should have him on the show.
We should have him on the show.
We should have him on the show. It'd be like Piranha.
Without even naming a shop, but take a shop that this guy is talking about without name. I would just like to ask him, how many people have come in and asked for your brand in that shop that you think you deserve prime placement in that shop? Right.
I mean, it is what it is. So that got me. I died. All they want to do is make sales, you know. And then he says, you know, we're looking for quality lounges. I guess, Alex, we don't have a quality lounge. Our lounge is not a quality. The amount of insults he actually throws in here, not even realizing it. We'll get to it because he makes an artisan comment, which I found hilarious. Hang on.
And other lounges are very passionate about what they do.
We're not passionate.
It doesn't matter if they put a boutique on the bottom. Their guys come in and say, hey, I got something new you might want to try. It's over there. So it's really the quality of the lounge is what we look for also.
Yeah, and that's an excellent point. I was just sitting there sucking on the cigar. I'm sorry.
You know what I think that is well, here's the reason why I actually am not in that many stores, because we only choose quality lounges. Not that you know what I mean? That's my justification that I'm in 6 shops across the country.
Because he's looking for quality lounges, of which we are not.
But you want to know the perfect case study, at least for Smoke Inn? It was Black Label. Black Label got brought in because of popular demand. Period.
It was on our radar for what? A year or two. It was on our radar for a year or two.
Guys, they were still small. We didn't see, and it was literally popular demand. Say, fuck, man, there's too many people posting this cigar, and we ain't selling it.
I could tell you the consumers, Dan LeBeau and some other guys who were fans of the brand.
Those were big Black Label.
You know, here's the thing as a retailer too is I can't do it just because one guy wants the brand. I mean, I just can't do it. So, you know, we have to look, are these guys getting legs? Are they growing? Are they doing things in the right direction? And I think it was kind of after having them on KMA a little bit, and we really got to talk and understand a little bit more about them, we bought it in, and it's been doing very, very well. But once again, they ain't going out there crying about who's not trying. They're doing the let work. They're being creative.
Absolutely.
They're building their own community. They have their own private Facebook group. They're doing the work to build the demand.
Absolutely.
That's what they got to do.
Not only that too, man. Like Derek would do the fucking whereby with 12, 15 socialites just hanging out, just be there talking and be present. You know.
John, what John's doing at Hoot and Young, building the community, coming out with a lot of releases.
Right.
Connecting with people. You're doing all the work, John. You're doing all the right things with that.
Well, I appreciate that, first of all. But what people forget with what I've been doing is like, this is I'm in my early 40s, and I've been this 19 years for me. You know, I started pretty young, so you put in a lot of work. And when I started with the Bentley and the Hoot and Young concepts a little over a year, about a year and a half, almost 2 years now, there was a lot of coverage on it. And there was some people that came out and said, well, why are we covering this person? He's just a sales guy. And I was like, dude, I busted my rear end for 18 freaking years.
Right.
Traveling 300 days a year, getting in front of people. And it's like those small little successes. And there's so much more work now. The small little successes you have are built off of what you're doing. People are like, oh, you're so fortunate. Like, no, I freaking busted my ass for 18 years to be able to be in the position that I am now to hopefully build something, to have that opportunity. But here's my little list, and I'll leave it at that. So the first thing for me is like, first of all, what is center shelf? What does that mean to me? What defines prime placement? And you said eye level. That's an easy one.
That's his definition.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, if you're Perdomo, everywhere is, as Alex said, like, man, if you have Padron and Perdomo on the bottom shelf, your bottom shelf's your prime spot. And then this is the one that drives me nuts. These two phrases, and I don't know who the guy is, and he seems like a nice guy. He's just having a discussion and giving his opinion. He does say several times it's his opinion. But why are we still having a definition? What the hell is even boutique, from my opinion? Like, is boutique a cigar that's these are private labels that we're talking about, because it's not boutique if it comes out of a factory. It's like, I'm boutique because it comes out of a small factory. Well, where's your small factory buy tobacco from? AJ Fernandez, Placencia, all these people. Right. Like, you're not really boutique. You're a private label.
Really, I think the definition of boutique, no matter what anybody, you're just a small company.
think John's right. There's a big difference between private label and boutique.
Right.
Yeah.
And exactly.
Yeah.
Like, for me, boutiques, you own a factory and then sell the cigars. The true definition of boutique has been you have your own brand and you sell it in your store. That's what the actual definition of boutique. Like, if I own a boutique soap shop, I buy and make soap and then sell my soap.
Right.
So we have an industry that's full of private labels. Like, okay,
the majority of small companies are all
90% of them for sure.
I got news for everybody. It's probably going to shock everybody. Ashton's a private label.
Yes,
most people don't know that.
100%.
Ashton, one of the biggest brands out there, is a private label. Ashton VSG, made by Fuentes.
Yeah, they don't produce everything else.
Tatuai is a private label.
The other line's made by my father. They don't make a single cigar.
The brands that I'm involved in are private label products. Hoyta Nicaragua is the oldest Nicaraguan cigar maker and one of the largest. We have a small factory that we work with, Hoot and Young, with the gentleman Z, who owns Cordoba and Morales. But he has a small factory. Guess who we buy tobacco from? Aganorsa, Oliva, AJ Fernandez.
Right.
So this concept of that boutique, just because you have a small brand or a small private label that you're boutique, has been the discussion that's been going on for over 20 years. And then the last thing that he did say that got me going, that I thought was actually the funniest thing: we're in a new era of cigars. No, the fuck we aren't. This discussion's been going on for 20 years. We've had this discussion of what boutique is. Yeah, more for me.
Going on when I got in this industry 30 years ago. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they're the messiah coming to change the industry, to announce the new wave that's coming. In fact, this guy looks almost familiar to another guy that we all know who was preaching the same shit 5 or 6 years ago, and you can't find him. I think if you take that guy's face and put a little beard and a hat on him, they almost look the same, and they sound the same. This messiah, this new era. Yeah. I'm with you. I laugh at that when they go to that, because you're just trying to make something that's not there.
Yeah. So for me, with what I do at Hoot and Young, and it's very easy there. Because it's a really good story, and that's got a lot of good traction about to hit. So it's a really good story of why we're doing the cigars. So what I try to do is make the best cigar I can, so I can tell the story of the brand as best possible, right? At Bentley, we tried to make the best cigar we can to fit that brand, to tell the story of a luxury lifestyle, which is what Davidoff does, which is what Ashton does. And then you have, brands like Perdomo, Padron, Fuente. I use them as the perfect examples. They own farms, factories, distribution. They're huge. They're not just legacy brands. They're traditional cigar manufacturers. They're the backbone of all these things that happen. Placencia, the Don Pepin at my father. Those are the backbones at these spots. AJ Fernandez. And then everybody else is trying to make the best product they can with these groups of people to present their story and build a lifestyle, which is a huge part of this business, is that lifestyle aspect of it. And if you don't have a story that resonates, and you don't have and you just have a good product, there's a lot of good products with bad stories or bad marketing. And there's also good products with good stories and good marketing that don't work either. But lifestyle is a huge part of this. People want to hear the story of why the product and why you got into it. And that's the more important part, in my opinion, than worrying about being in the new era of cigars, because we're not in one, and then worrying about where the product's placed. Because if you have a good story, you have a good product, and it does resonate with people, it will sell, not particularly everywhere, but more places than not.
So I want to bring up this here. Okay, so here's a perfect example. Fucking landscapers. So here's a perfect example. Greg Kelly, okay? Kuvari. I don't know how long you've been smoking Kuvari, but that brand's been around, got to be close to 20 years. So I went and saw them a while back. Now, it's going to fall between 15 and 20 years. It's got to be. So I went and saw them. I had talked with them. And here's a perfect example of a company. Here's a perfect example of a company who I met with. And it's been so long, I couldn't tell you what the name of the person was. Where the cigars were good. I like the cigars. But I said, after talking with this guy at the trade show for 15 or 20 minutes, I said, I can't work with this guy. This whole model is not functional for retail. The way it might have changed back then. But, the way he doesn't have stuff all the time, the way he wants to sell it, the lines.
Yeah, he's got that model. Because I think Vinny carries it. But
he's got a weird model.
You have it, and then you don't. Right, you have it on your shelf, and then when he ain't got
friendly.
Cigars,
and
you got
I never bought the line in. Now, to my testament, this could be the third or fourth time in those 20 years I've heard somebody bring up that name.
Right.
So that's the stuff I'm talking about. This brand, could it work in my store? Yeah, I got to bring it in. I got to work it. I got to educate people on it. That's not my job. It's his job. And then my job is to cater my consumers. So, I get it, Greg. And I'm saying I've had that cigar. It's been on my radar. It was on my radar 20 years ago. But as a retailer, I got to work. Is that loud for you?
No.
Oh, you guys don't hear that at all. I can't hear myself talk.
You got to remember that your mic is facing this way.
All right,
everything
good.
behind you, we ain't hearing. Thank God.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting there sucking on the cigar. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying it now. I mean, I was enjoying it before, but I'm enjoying it more now.
No, I'm still chewing on what he just said about,
It'll change. We're in a new wave.
New era.
And a couple years ago, some of these lounges that wouldn't give me a chance, I told them, these younger kids, the Gen Zs that are smoking now, I mean, not being rude, but they don't care about the legacy brands, because the millennials and the Gen Z, I hate to say hipsters, but they kind of have that mentality where we don't care about mainstream. We want the artisans.
Okay, so let me just start with this one. The artisans.
About the mainstream, we want the artisans.
Hold on. So I guess Fuente, Padron, Rocky, but these guys aren't artisans.
Listen, here's
what the fuck are they, clowns?
Here's the problem with this guy. This is the problem. This guy, and I don't know what his brand is, but he is clearly a product of the social media age and this social media world where everybody believes that the goal is to be an entrepreneur. And then while being an entrepreneur, the best way to be an entrepreneur is you have to be an industry disruptor. But here's the problem, number one, right? All these legacy brands that you talk about, they weren't entrepreneurs. These guys were fucking farmers. You probably never even stepped foot on a farm, number one, right?
100%.
So I'm going to fucking trust the legacy brand, the artisan that's been making that fucking cigar for 100 years, over the guy that's probably never stepped on a farm. Yep. Right. And number two, you can't be an industry disruptor when you need the fucking same industry to roll your fucking cigars, because you don't own a farm, don't own a fucking rolling table, don't own any, and don't play any role.
Exactly.
So you can't disrupt the industry that you fucking need so desperately to even survive within the industry. All right. You're not an entrepreneur. Go be a fucking farmer for a couple years and then come back and tell us about your fucking tobacco that you really have no idea about. All you know is what fucking Julia de Nicaragua told you about the fucking cigar, or whoever made it.
Amen. And the other thing is these hipsters. I love when they use this term. Like, they're carrying. So let me tell you what hipsters are. Okay, they're young, and you know what happens to young people? They get old. And you know what older people are? They're just wiser. That's all it is. I've seen tons of young generations who all think, and guess what? Through wisdom, they realize the hot air that they've been fed, and they learn the truths, the essences behind this industry. You cannot sit here and put people down or say they're not artisans or say that you have any more value than these people who literally were you. And in an era with no social media, they couldn't get on somebody's podcast and talk about how artisan they are, how boutique they are. They built empires. That was nothing through phenomenal product and hard work. If you're going to, in any form or fashion, say that you are better or you deserve more than these people, you are delusional, my friend.
The other thing that they spin with this, a lot of these companies are this family business thing. Again, Alex gave some great examples. Is there any more family than Perdomo, Fuente? I mean, they have been true generations, but they position themselves as family.
Go ahead.
Rocky, but even
which are both private
Rocky
labels,
been there
by
for
the
30
way.
years. Yeah. But what I'm saying is they position them as like these family-owned companies. A lot of them are backed by equity groups. I'm going to tell you that right now. The ones who have some money are backed by equity groups right now. It's not family-run.
John made a good point, right? And this would have been the guy's better argument if he would have just been a little bit more humble. The better argument is
humble.
John said it like, hey, maybe give us some placement like around your, put us around. Don't stick us in the corner. Maybe if you get, and when they're going to pie their padrones and that they kind of maybe see that that's a better argument that we need.
I agree.
Fuente doesn't need to be. Yeah, sure. Let me take my fucking Fuente and put it on the floor so I can put your fucking JR fucking WXC cigars prime front and center.
Let's take number one selling brands in the world like Monte Cristo and bury him in some corner because you warrant this stuff. It's mind blowing. But then
I hope one of the last things he commented on there was the industry is going to change. I pray to God it doesn't, Abe, because I need you to sell so much of all the other things you did to give me a shot at 2 years of trying to build a Bentley or build a Hoot & Young. Like, I need you to make a ton of money on it so you can try to support what I'm doing. Right. Like, where do you think the money came from to put it in there is my opinion. Like, it takes a long time. Life happens, things happen. It takes 2 to 3 years to get a brand to really stick in a store. And if you're not, smoking as an example, if you're not moving as much of the mainstream stuff, where's the money going to come from for you to even give anybody like that a shot? Look, specifically people that you've known and worked with for 18 years type of thing, right?
It's 100% apparent this guy is clueless about the ecosystem. He's clueless about how the industry, the circle of the industry works, right? He's living this delirium of bringing on a new dawn, a new era, which, he'll be sadly disappointed, but here, hold on.
And we want the artisans.
Yeah, the artisans.
We want the artistic. We want the smaller companies.
That's what got me artistic. What the fuck is artistic about what you're? Carlito Fuente has more artistic in his pinky nail than this guy will have in his whole life.
Right.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Did he not listen to himself talking? Oh, we want the artistic. You're the artistic. You're the example.
Who are these artisans he's referring to?
Or I guess art isn't creating a picture on ChatGPT and not knowing how to make vectors in Adobe Illustrator and then throwing it into a printing company and they tell you the quality of it's too low. You can't do anything about it. So you put it out, print it on a band. It looks like crap. I'm not saying this is what he's doing, but I see it all the time. I run my own business. Okay. So every company I work with, I have a private contract with. Okay. And I develop certain products. So I guess is it the artisan with the cigar? Is it the artisan with who's designing a box or something? Is it the freelance artist you paid $3,000 to make your bands for? I don't know. I don't know. But as I said, I hope it doesn't change because it doesn't. I run into a lot of people who are like, they'll be like, you're fortunate that Jeff at Corona brings your brands in. You're fortunate that Abe supports you. You're fortunate Dave Garofalo supported you. And I said, I am really fortunate for that. I go, but we worked together for such a period of time that I used 3 as an example. No, I'm not going to fuck you at the end of the day. If you bring something in, we're going to find a way to make it work. And that comes with reputation. And it doesn't just come with, hey, I'm going to put this on the shelf and give you prime position because I think you're more artistic than this other person, or you have something that you're telling me is more real. And I see it all the time. And I run into it with people that work in shops that want to start their own brands. I've got endless stories of them giving pushback of how we should present something. And I said to this one guy this past week, I've been going on him for like 8 months. And I said, bro, I go, when you start your own brand, I go, and you make these nice displays, you do this, you have your boxes look this way. I go, and then you walk into the store and then you think you know better. Okay. I go, how do you think that's going to work for you? Because every store has a reason why they do things. I go, so you've got to understand they do what makes them money. It may not make sense to you, and everything doesn't work everywhere. So it's not this cookie cutter thing. The problem is, and I would say the issue is going to be with anybody that's in the spot that he may be in, is he finds 4 or 5 retailers that it works with. And I promise you, they tell him, oh, they need you this, they do it. And I promise if we could go behind the scenes, Abe, and look at their books, they're probably the ones that aren't paying the bills to the big guys. The people that are past due.
Ain't paying the bills to anybody.
Nope. And I promise you. So the few $1,000 works, right?
That's so true. That's so true, John.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry it took a roundabout to get there, but that's where I landed.
Listen, I tell my kids all the time. And this is why, look, I hear it from everybody. Every single guy I talk to, especially the newer guys. I mean, the older guys are my friends, I get it. They go, oh, we hear a lot of stuff about you, that you could be very hard. But we also hear that you're very, very fair. So, I got this reputation of I'm a hard whatever, but I'm fair. But I tell my kids this all the time. Okay? The people that tell you what you want to hear are not your friends. The people who will tell you what you don't want to hear, those are the people that are your friends. Because those are the people that want you to be better. Those are the people that want you to improve. So there are so many guys like this that have a little pack of 8 guys around him and tell him how great his shit is and how awesome his shit is, right? And that's all this guy wants to hear. The 5 retailers that he's in and whatever, not really looking at a big picture of what's going on. And you're absolutely right. You hit on his point. He's listening to these guys, and those retailers do that guy an injustice.
Retailers, stupid social media do this. I'm telling you, this is this social media age. We're going to, I just don't think listen, there's no cigar that you can produce that will disrupt the industry. You have 2 options. You either produce a good cigar or a bad cigar. There's only one cigar that will disrupt this entire industry. And that cigar is, guess what? It's when them old farmers are legally allowed to start fucking rolling Cuban tobacco into their Nicaraguan cigar. That will disrupt an entire industry. But guess what? You ain't even going to have access to that tobacco.
No.
You either make a good cigar or a bad cigar. Your cigar is not going to disrupt the fucking industry that you need to survive. So how about just get out there and promote your fucking shit and stop worrying about what the other retailers doing when you ain't doing fucking shit.
I love it when they try to pin on other people. We're coming to the end here, so let's see you.
You're starting to see the change. We're in a new era of cigar smoking because the old timers that have been smoking the same cigar for 30 years, I mean, let's face it, they're on their way out the door. Then the younger guys.
The old timers are on the way out the door. Listen there, buddy. I got a little tip for you. The old timers have been on the way out the door for the last fucking 30 years I've been in the business. And guess what? There's new old timers. So they always exist. And I got news for you. If you haven't figured it out, it's typically these old timers that have the discretionary income who are really
buy the right. They're the ones. They're moving the old timers are the ones with the money to buy the fucking cigar.
So you could diss the old timers all you want and bank on these millennials who are working minimum wage jobs for $15 an hour trying to be hipsters. But I don't think you're really getting the economic picture here. Yeah, right. There's old timers every fucking year, every era, every generation. So your basis is these guys are out the door, and then the world's going to change. Makes absolutely no sense. I mean, it's literally it's a cacophony of fucking ridiculous statements after another. Hold on.
For me, it's less about him.
Mainstream.
What?
For me, it's less about him than it is more about there's so many. It's small, very small, but there's so many that have a platform to talk on these things, and and it's a riot kind of to hear it because it's in a little microclimate, right? It's in such a small picture. And I'll tell people, I worked for LFD for 16 years. I was the VP of that company for almost 13, right? I learned so much more the day I was gone than I did in that 13 years about the industry. I learned about tobacco from a vertically integrated company. I learned about the traditions and how Lido did that business, and it was violently impactful for my career. But what I learned about the actual industry once I got out of that big cocoon, and that was 4 or 5 million cigars in production a year, I learned so much more in the last year and a half. And it's once you get out of the little microclimate you're in and get into the real climate, you start to see where things are. People talk to you differently. You learn so much. So it's, for me, it's less just about him, but it's that whole topic. And it seems like that's the topic that starts right when you get into the business and you have a small brand. Everybody has that. It's that chip on the shoulder. But if you look at it from the outside, it's like, just be better at what you're doing, work hard, and produce something that's a good product and a great story, and you're going to have some success with people.
Nobody wants to work hard. You want to talk about Rocky Patel. Listen, I don't care if you're a fan of Rocky Patel or not a fan of Rocky Patel. I don't care if there's a manufacturer who actually despises Rocky Patel. If there's one thing that every single person you'll ever talk to about Rocky Patel, and listen, I knew Rocky Patel when he was Indian Tobacco. I knew Rocky Patel when he had a dead brand not going anywhere, and then he actually showed me his first Rocky Patel lines, the vintage and whatever. And I literally said to myself, who's going to buy a cigar with the name Patel on it, right? This guy got there because everybody will tell you he literally was probably the most psychopathic, hardest working guy in the industry, hitting fucking the road 29 days out of every 30 days of a month, going everywhere, doing whatever he can. He didn't blame retailers. He didn't say, oh, you got to give me placement. Oh, this guy worked it. And that's what these guys don't want to have the accountability of. And,
well, that's
and
what no.
even when Rocky did it, there was no social media, there was no bloggers, there were no podcasts.
That is the problem. They think that social media, that hard work on social media has replaced getting your fucking ass in the car and driving shop to shop to shop to shop to shop to shop to fucking shop 28 days out of a fucking month. They think social media, creating a piece of content every day. Right. So I don't have to visit shops there as long as I put content every day. But guess what? That doesn't work. That doesn't work in this industry.
And listen to me. I the guys from the podcast seem like nice guys. We messaged a little bit on Instagram. They seem like nice guys. I mean, I don't know how many viewers they got. I don't want to insult them, but this guy's thinking
they got more now.
Yeah, they got more now. And listen, good on them. I'm happy to promote anybody who's promoting this lifestyle, right? So good on them. Check them out. They seem like very nice guys. But this guy thinking that he's going on somebody's podcast, talking to 30 people, is actually doing anything.
You know what these guys don't realize? You know what these guys don't realize? That, and especially on the Instagram space, even if everybody in your microcosm of the Instagram cigar world started buying your cigars, it's not enough. It's not enough. That world is you don't realize how small that world is, that social media world of cigars. It is not, the majority of the world doesn't exist on Instagram cigar world. So even if it's still not enough to break your company over the top. You need to get in some fucking shops and get off social media.
100%. And I will come into the end.
Then the younger guys just don't care about the mainstream brands. So the shift is happening, and some of these lounges are starting to notice it, and they're starting to make those changes to bring in smaller brands. You take Perdomo.
So that's it. There's no change happening. I don't see any change happening. It's the same rhetoric. There was a guy 5 years ago preaching the same rhetoric, trying to be an industry disruptor. This industry is built on such an amazing, solid foundation. You're not disrupting it, Alex. You're right. And, my response to any of these self-taught messiahs and we're changing it, we're disrupting it, whatever. And this is always my argument that Alex has heard me say this 100 times, right? Look, this guy, if he, through his hipsters, brings in 20, 30 new cigar smokers, or this guy brings in more cigar smokers to our lifestyle, to our culture, it's okay, because I have the wisdom and the knowledge and the confidence that the guys who really get into the culture will educate themselves. They stop listening to the sermons, right? The evangelical sermons, and they start becoming educated, start becoming knowledgeable, start learning about the real part of the industry, and they evolve into what we call the cigar consumer today. And the ones that
here's
don't,
the bottom line. I don't know which
don't
Nick this
fade
is.
away. They get out of the fucking lifestyle altogether.
I don't know which Nick this is, but he nailed it. Space is fucking earned, bro. Space is earned. You got to earn that fucking space.
Look at how hard they work. Look at how hard everyone in that that family, everyone in that company works.
Yeah, you got to earn that space, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Listen, like I said, started from their garage. How dare you put yourself like you've earned something or you're owed something more than a family like Perdomo, right? They were you. They were literally you. But you know what? They didn't sit here and cry. They worked their ass off. They made good cigars. You know, they made changes when they had to make changes over time. They went through hurdles, and they've earned that space. And that's my whole point. Stop trying to make us retailers accountable for what you don't want to do. It doesn't work that way. I serve one person, and that's the consumer. That's it. That's ultimately who I serve. The minute my psychology shifts from the consumers are my ultimate employer, I'm in trouble. That's the way I look at it in retail.
Yeah, how was what was the age of all the Fuente buyers at the Great Smoke this year? Were they all 95-year-old men?
No.
You know, like
let's
put Nick Perdomo. You do this every year. Let's put Nick Perdomo and Carlito Fuente and then Steve Saka, who's really built himself from being a blogger essentially and a commenter online into what he is now, which is one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. And I look up to that guy a lot. But let's put Nick Perdomo in a room and put Carlito in a room and see how everybody gets fucking excited real quick. All right. And then, put me in that room with them and nobody gives a fuck who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like the old timers, these legacy brands, people are not tired of him and they're not tired of them and they're not tired of their brands. And I'm going to give you some last thing on this. These older legacy brands, man, they're putting out things that are modern. They're putting 100%. Out things that are connecting, and they are really dialed in.
Nodell is a perfect example of that. He's listening to the show now. Look at all the amazing stuff they've been putting out. He's talking. He's
incredible.
He's tunnel vision.
Here's the thing, too, and here's the thing, and especially, and at least how I worked, and when I managed West Palm, we bring in your, no brand new boutique cigar. Nobody knows really what it is. The first thing I need to do is connect your cigar with a legacy fucking brand so I can say, oh, you should try this. It's kind of like, 100%. It's in that same wheel. 100%. I need to connect yours to a legacy brand to fucking introduce somebody to try and smoke it.
100%. All right. That was a hell of a first hour.
Not bad. Only 2 minutes over. That's not bad.
That was a hell of a first hour. Anyways, we'll be back.
This is too much stress for a Saturday morning, guys. Good grief.
I told you, man, I seldom respond to this shit on social media.
Little fucking name that jam comes on.
Seldom respond, but this guy triggered me at 2 a.m. listening to this rhetoric. Anyways, we'll be back for the more fun and entertaining part of the show in hour 2 right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Imagine not choosing Monte Cristo. Imagine not choosing greatness. The difference between us and everyone else is in our DNA. The flame of Monte Cristo never extinguishes because greatness is more than high ratings and exceptional cigars. In greatness, there is history, development, and constant innovation. Choosing a Monte Cristo is not choosing the easy way. Choosing a Monte Cristo is deliberately choosing the best option. Since 1935, we have strived for excellence. Our brand is backed by thousands of pickers, bunchers, rollers, salespeople, and aficionados like you. Choosing Monte Cristo is more than simply choosing the best. It is joining a family that believes in greatness. It is knowing that Monte Cristo evolves with the times, but still maintains our values and storied traditions. Choosing a Monte Cristo is choosing not to settle for less than the best. Lighting a Monte Cristo is taking a trip down memory lane, yet enjoying the moment and getting excited about the future. Imagine not choosing Monte Cristo. Imagine not choosing greatness. Now our story continues. Without forgetting where we came from, we are creating the future, one blend at a time. Here's to the past, present, and future. Montecristo. Then, now, forever.
Surgeon General warning: tobacco smoke increases the risk of lung cancer and heart disease, even in non-smokers.
Honest Abe here with the GOAT to tell you about Smoking's Cigar of the Month Club. Alex, tell our fans out there why our club is the best darn club out there.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you why. Because every month I personally handpick 5 premium cigars. No filler, no fluff, no fugazis. These are all premium, handmade, name brands that you can find in any brick and mortar store in your area. All delivered to your door for $34.95. And our average monthly retail value since the inception of our club has been almost $57. Another great feature of our Cigar of the Month Club, Alex, tell them about the ease of our Cigar of the Month Club. I'll tell you, I hate subscription services. It's always a pain to cancel them, turning them on. We've made it super simple. All you gotta do is log into your account. There's a little green button there. If it's green, you're active. You want to take a break, you're going out of town, simply hit the button and you'll deactivate your membership. Want to turn it back on? The exact same easy process. You can turn it right back on. We've made it that easy for you. Another great feature is our Double Down Club. Alex, tell them about the Double Down Club. We had so many of our members reach out to us who really enjoyed our selections every month. They wanted to know there was a way they can get 2. And we've made that very simple. With a simple check mark, you can get double this great selections every month and save $10. Does our club have perks? Of course it has perks. You want to tell them about the perks? As a member of our club, every month there's a special discount code where if you like any of the selections, we will offer them to you, so you want to come and get some more, you can get them at a special discounted rate for our Cigar of the Month Club members. And finally, expedited shipping. Tell them how fast we get the stuff out, Alex. We get the stuff out on the 28th of every month. Our membership bills on the 28th, and we get every member's package out on the 28th if it's a shipping day. 5 great reasons on what makes Smoking Cigar of the Month Club the best club out there. Check it out. Peace. Hey, I really appreciate you doing the video with me. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. I mean, you didn't let me get a word in, but whatever.
What?
That went great. It's perfect.
Welcome back to hour 2 of KMA Talk Radio. I don't know about you, but my Instagram blew up during that first hour. I got about fucking 30 messages. And the let me see here. The leaf cutter guys reached out to me. They wanted to know if I'd be open to go on their show to discuss the retail.
Oh, I was sleeping. I didn't even realize you sent it to me at 2 a.m.
Oh, I said it to everybody. Everybody I thought it'd be interesting to at 2 a.m.
I was like, how am I going to find this fucking thing?
Yeah. Yeah, he goes, I know you have KMA as your old show. Like, he thinks I wouldn't do a show. I said, yeah, absolutely, dude. Just reach out to admin and we'll put it on the calendar. You know, I've done pretty much almost anybody's show who's asked me, you know. But yeah, very interesting messages from our first hour of KMA Talk Radio. All right. So yeah, we haven't named that jam yet.
We do.
All right.
Sorry, you got me reading shit. Now I'm getting, you know me. I'm not the guy. I can't not fucking comment. So. Sorry, let me put it down for now. I'll return to that later.
Seldom do, man, but I just
can't not. So
that
I've
triggered me.
Giving up on posting. Now I just comment. I'm done posting on Facebook.
Triggered me in the absolute wrong way. Anyways,
yes, we have named that jam.
It's time to test out your musical acumen. Is how we start hour 2 of KMA Talk Radio this week. Brought to you by the fine folks over at Macanudo Cigars. It's time to see if you can name that jam.
All right. Before we get started, Carney, are you on an iPad or a phone?
Nope, computer.
Okay, so it's not mute. It's not the videos aren't muting right away. Good. All right, here we go. This is listen. I think this is an easy one. If you guys don't get it, it's on you.
I was raised by a toothless, bearded hag. I was schooled with a strap right across my back.
That's it?
That's it. That's all you need. That's all you need. I'll give it to you again, but Cooper,
I got it.
Listen to it.
I was raised by a toothless, bearded hag. I was schooled with a strap right across my back.
It's one of the most iconic. Oh, this is iconic.
The next word in the song is the next word in the song is but. Come on, you know. Come on.
You know this one. You're gonna go, oh shoot, when you get.
This is the beginning of the song?
No, this is a lyric within a song.
It's a lyric in the song.
Oh, it's a lyric, so it's not the physical song.
No, that's what throws you off.
Again. All right,
boy,
so with
this
that,
is
I'll give it
brutal.
to you again. I'll give it to us again.
I was raised by a toothless, bearded hag. I was schooled with a strap right across my back.
Next word is but. Come on.
The chat's getting it. The chat has got it.
All right.
Well, now you're singing it. I know what it is.
Well, what the fuck? I mean, we're 30 seconds in. You got
Fuck. Jumping Jack Flash.
If you would have did Crossfire Hurricane, it would have been giveaway. Is the problem?
I would have gotten Crossfire Hurricane.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at all these music things. Anytime
I think Tom got it. I think Tom got it first, actually.
I used to be good at this segment, but fucking Alex ruined it for me.
Listen, man, I feel like that was no different than if I would have read it. That's one you should have had. You got last week. I'm easing up on the lyrics, so I'm trying to get. I mean, I thought that would be.
You know what's funny? I'm not gonna lie. When you played it, literally in my head, I said, "This has got to be a Stone song." Just by the words.
I even used the English guy. I tried to give you a hint.
That's what probably made me feel that way. It sounded like Mick Jagger just reading the lines, but I couldn't put it together. That's literally what I said.
That was a little bit of a deeper lyric. That's why I think that was tougher.
Maybe
it took me a couple of minutes to get it too.
Coop, you instantly put your hands up. What do you mean a couple of minutes?
I'm like, yeah,
it's way too easy. If I put it, I was born in a Crossfire Hurricane. You don't
right, exactly. But I was going through the song. I have like, okay, yeah, Jumping Jack Flash, yeah.
Wait, put it back up, babe. It's perfect.
Wait. Twice in one day.
Oh yeah, Coop. What do you got? You got what's
this is gonna be a long take if we get into it. So there was a big scandal this week. Okay.
Wait, are we going into the news? What happened? Did I miss something?
No, this is current events. Okay. So there was the whole Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini were caught with some pictures, and I said to several people, "There's going to be an investigation, and someone's going to get suspended. Someone's going to get suspended."
For our listeners who may not know,
who is Mike Vrabel and
who are they?
Not everybody knows.
Mike Vrabel is the head coach of the New England Patriots. Diana Rossini is a reporter. She used to be at ESPN. Now she writes for The Athletic. And I said, there's going to be an investigation and someone's going to get suspended for at least investigating inappropriate behavior. And she got suspended yesterday from The Athletic.
What's the inappropriate behavior?
They were very...
Banging a fucking reporter,
The pictures were very... How can I put it? They were at a resort together. There was kind of some...
Head coach is banging a reporter, Abe. We call it what it is.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is this guy married?
Yes, both of them are married.
Okay, well, that's what makes it inappropriate behavior.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing with a reporter, a very attractive reporter, a very high-profile coach?
We know exactly what he was doing. What are you talking about?
And the point is, when that gets out there, and I don't know what's going to happen with him if the NFL is going to investigate on that end, but because she's a reporter, and she's been covering a lot of this stuff. Now there's, questions about journalistic integrity that come into play.
What, she thinks she's going to report fake news because she's banging the coach?
No, she's getting access maybe that
influence news. Yeah, influence news.
Right.
So the issue I see with it on...
Listen to me. Here's the reality of this. I think society needs to stay out of people's fuck lives.
I do too, but...
I think it's ridiculous, okay? And
no. But listen, I get it.
But hold on. even if he was giving her news, every fucking reporter's got an inside guy in every fucking
don't get fucking caught on camera banging her.
Don't get caught on camera. Yeah, be smart. Be smart. You're at a resort.
Insiders inside, will you?
Yeah.
The only issue,
like that idiot CEO was making out with the girl at the fucking Oasis concert or whatever it was. Like, use some fucking common sense, dude.
She ended up losing her job over that. Yeah.
Yeah. The issue. So the investigation was one between her. It was at her employer. So they're investigating. The issue with the NFL is their anti-tampering rules. So she can influence certain things by giving other people information. So that's where it ties into the actual NFL, because she can influence like them trying. What they were saying was that she could potentially influence the Patriots trying to get like AJ Brown by putting out fake news or whatever, or going to someone and telling them inside stuff so she could pass down information, which probably happens. So that's the actual issue legally with the anti-tampering thing. Outside of that, the infidelity is up, is between them and their spouses. That's the way I look at that. But there is anti-tampering. Yeah, but there is anti-tampering, and then there is, and who knows what their moral clause is. Yeah. I'm a Patriots fan. They probably have a low moral clause, but but that's the actual issue with their job is the anti-tampering thing in the NFL. And then if there wasn't that, I mean, at that point, that's between them and their spouses. But that's the issue, the actual legal issue that I see is anti-tampering and then journalistic integrity at her job.
But John, the other thing is once like your name is smeared, that's where this stuff starts. Okay, now the NFL seeing their name smeared. Now they're all concerned about it, and that's when they can start looking at some of this stuff. With these
she's going to be in worse shape than he is because he's not going anywhere. He's not going to get fired. He's not going to get fired. The Patriots may get a fine, and he may get a fine for anti-tampering, but he's not going
$25,000 or something. Yeah, he'll get. That's about it.
She's probably done.
She'll maybe with the Athletic, but she'll surface as a podcaster or something. I'm sure. But
yeah. All right. Now, how are we doing on news this week, Coop?
It's a busy week. This is
busy weeks. All right. Alex is leaning back, so I'm going to give him a moment to light his cigar. Oh, you got your hand on the mouse? You ready to go? All right, my brother. It's that time of the week to find out what's going on in this industry. Always rumor and teaser free. It's time to find out what's the scoop with Coop.
Hey, yo, what's my theme music?
The Scoop with Coop. Breaking industry news. Hear it first on KMA Talk Radio and cigar-coop.com.
All right. Listen, bro. Paul's been going a long time. I get your cues. I'm ready for your cues.
Hey, listen. You know what I need you to do? I don't know why, but when I log in from this laptop, it's logging me in as Paul DeGracco. I got to figure out how to do that.
We can fix it.
When I turn off my camera, it thinks I'm Paul DeGracco.
As long as you're not wearing a dress, you're fine. We can live with that.
Listen, if I was Paul DeGracco, I would have played a funny and put some like really hilarious picture up there, and then I wouldn't know it until after I hit the button.
Poop song or something like that, yeah.
All right, go ahead, Coop. What's going on in the cigar industry this week?
All right, let's start off. Espinosa has announced a slew of releases. So, the days when Rocky Patel would have 9 releases at the trade show, Drew Estate would have 8 or 9. Espinosa's got 8 releases at the trade show this year, and I'll kind of go through them in rapid fire.
Just to be clear, 2 of them are not really releases.
They're still going to be sold.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. They're just not. They're incentives, is what they are.
It literally says on the order form, you cannot buy these.
You cannot buy these, but you can get them. If you put in a certain order, you can get them.
Right. But yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And then you're gonna have those cigars on your shelf. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. All right, I concede.
Yep.
I concede.
Yep. Okay. So let me use. There's a 601 La Bamba Warhead 12. So that's kind of an annual limited edition. They're doing
back in the box.
Yes.
This one's coming not in the bomb casing.
It looks like it's coming. Yeah, they're not doing the bomb things this year because I think they had problems with the China stuff and all that this year.
China. Yeah.
There's also their Warhead Independence Day 2026, which is their USA 250 cigar. There's a new regular production flavored cigar called Entice, which is going to be a vanilla. And I think this one they're going to have a lot more control. They had a Zucar, which I think they had someone make it for them. Right? They're going to have a lot more control over this one now. This is something I think they developed, more in-house with it this time. There's a Knuckle Sandwich Chef Special 2026, which is an annual limited edition. There's a new L'Orange regular production cigar, the L'Orange Hybrid.
I'm curious about this one.
I smoked it.
I have a picture of.
I have smoked it. That's me actually smoking that.
How was it?
It was good. It's the Brazilian tobacco is more in the filler, but you're going to get the Brazilian tobacco pretty prominently in there. It was very tasty, that cigar. So that's going to be a new one. They're bringing back Las Seis Provincias, right? But they went through all 6 provinces in Cuba, so they created a kind of a virtual province, in Miami being kind of the unquote 7th province. So it's Las Seis Provincias, Miami.
I like it.
Yep. And then the 2 incentive cigars that we talked about. One is the 601 Blue 20th anniversary. And the other one is a new knuckle sandwich called Avant Garde, which is going to be a more dialed back knuckle sandwich. You know, most of those knuckle sandwiches have been kind of more bolder.
Packaging on that one looks.
Yeah,
fire.
I didn't get all the chance to update all the packaging because in my article yet, but yeah, they sent out some of the packaging stuff on that.
The packaging for that one looks like fire. Hang on.
I think this is a strong lineup by Espinosa. They have 2 core lines. One's a flavored. They're staying with their annual limited editions. All do really well for them. So I'm very intrigued with this lineup this year they're bringing.
Yeah, it's not going to focus.
Send it to me.
But yeah, the packaging on that one's fire.
Yep. I think some of the packaging they still haven't found. Like we'll see it at the show in person. I think it will look better. I think maybe a couple of those, just like I said, they were trying to get those out. But that one, the L'Orange one, that's what the cigar is. So I think it's a strong lineup here for Espinosa this year.
So it's really funny. See, as a retailer, I don't look at those as new line releases because I don't have to make a decision on whether I'm buying it or not.
True.
Right. So I look at the other ones. These are releases because I got to make decisions of what I want, whether I'm bringing them in. The other shit I'm bringing, every guy who places an order is going to bring it in no matter what. So that's why I don't look at it that way when you said new releases. So
but I guess from the consumer, they are new.
It's a new product on the shelf. You're absolutely right. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Why I don't look at it. It's funny. Look who just woke up. The guy that he was one of the people I messaged at 2 a.m. who replied to me earlier. The guy who we had on that we talked about the first segment, Juan actually featured him in his boutique segment like the day before. Of course he did.
Of course he did.
Probably loved him.
Yeah, we love Juan. We love him.
He's a great guy. I love that guy. And Swan's like, I love that guy.
Yeah. What else you got?
We know Juan. We know.
We know Juan.
We know. No shit.
Yeah, I would have loved for him to hear that segment, actually.
He will.
What else you got, Cooper?
All right. This is a Oliva. Has a couple releases. This one in particular. This is the Oliva Serie V Milanio Gran Reserva Limitada World Cup Edition. So I think I've actually seen video of this and it's coming in a soccer ball humidor.
This thing looks cool as fuck. Like I want one on my bookshelf.
I agree.
Yeah. The only thing that was disappointing with me in this is their Serie V Milanios, which it's like Oliva's they may want to rename their company to Milanio because that's all they've been coming out with are Milanios. And these are 6x60 Milanios in the natural and Maduro that are going to be in there.
So this is just obviously a packaging play. That's all it is. But that's okay. I'm going to buy one for me just for the packaging.
They're not cheap. They're going to be $680. They're not cheap.
Whoa. Backing that up.
$680.
How many cigars are in that thing?
24.
It's just the Milanio blend?
It's the Milanio Natural and the Maduro. So it's 12 and 12, yeah.
What's the reasoning for the fucking price tag?
That's just fucking Humidor.
Humidor.
Oh, that's a Humidor. Oh, then I need to see an open picture of that shit then. I need to see the quality.
Yeah, there's a video I actually saw this week of it, and it does look very impressive the way it's packaged.
Okay, well, maybe.
But it's a little, but I don't know. I think they're banking too much on people wanting to go back to the well with Milanio. Now, the one thing they say about these Milanios is they're extra aged. That's why it's Gran Reserva.
Expert aged?
Extra.
Extra age. Okay.
Extra age, 3 years post roll. Yeah. Yeah. But I think this is a series. Like, you get to see a lot of these World Cup cigars coming out this year. Not as many as USA 250, but I know Osgoner's got a World Cup cigar coming out as well.
You know what's funny? I'll tell you what's funny. Because normally when
I guess this.
What? You're looking for an open box picture?
No, I have it. One sec. Go ahead, continue. Let me grab it real quick.
So it's funny is normally when manufacturers do these humidor cigar projects, it always kind of sucks because as a retailer, I'm getting charged for that box, right? And you know, I don't care what you say, you got to put the cost of the whole package into the price of the cigar. Right. You know, that's why when Padron Hammers first came out, the 50th, you know, I think the cigars were 75 or 80 bucks each. And then after you've gone through it and kind of made your humidor recoup, and then they started selling them without that big humidor, the retail became 50 bucks each or 40, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And the retailers that were savvy changed their prices. It's what we did. The other ones kept trying to sell them at a super high price. But this is because at the end of the day, nobody really wants to pay for that humidor. You know?
That's
so
you don't want the humidor, you don't. Right.
What?
Are you ready? It kind of womp-womped it for me, I got to be honest.
No, that's not a humidor. What the fuck is good about that?
That's kind of like a jar.
I
jar in a box,
like,
right?
They're calling it a humidor.
I don't even think it's a jar. I think that's just paper wrapped around it, John. I don't even think it's a jar. Look at that.
The wheel.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think it's just
thought
paper. Yeah.
When
I
he
thought
said
it was
open
going
up.
to
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I had the same idea.
for me. That killed actually
The
because I was still like, 600.
The video made it look a little better, I think, than that. But yeah.
Nah, that kind of lost.
I didn't see that one, so yeah, that's a good find, Alex. That's why you're the GOAT, man. That's why.
It'd
be 800.
I found it on.
Yeah, shame on them.
It'd be 800 if it opened up like that.
And honestly, I was going to say,
right.
I was going to say before Alex showed that picture is this might be one of those circumstances where we could sell the cigar at a reasonable
And
price.
raffle off the humidor.
Not raffle. I think people would buy it, but not now.
I was going to say 600, but if I get a nice humidor with a 20-foot cigar, it's not too bad.
Right.
You know,
If $200 is the factored in price for the cigars, I just take it off. I sell the cigars out of it, and then put up the fucking soccer balls for $200.
That's a shame too, because had that been done right, that's a nice desk humidor.
That's what I said. I would have bought it. I think people would have bought it, but now after seeing that picture, that doesn't work. Yeah.
After I saw that, I agree. Now
Exactly,
looking at it from that
right.
angle, yeah.
Wait.
It still looks cool.
You have a soundbite?
Of course I do. They have the world's fucking.
You got to get that recorded and put it in our thing.
I do. I'll get us the one. Actually, I'm surprised there might be one in there.
Hold on, Alex. Get ready to play it real quick. You ready?
I'm ready.
Go.
Wait a minute. Hold up. We have a soundbite.
We have it.
I'm the fucking GOAT.
There you go. All right, what else you got, Coop?
All right, this one was a story I picked because really of you guys. You guys are watch guys, and Cavalier Cigars is coming out. This is their 10th anniversary, so they're doing a bunch of special releases. This is not a very widespread release, but I thought it was a cool release. I'm kind of curious on the opinion. They are coming out. They're teaming up with a Swiss watchmaker called Svostos. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But they're teaming up with a Swiss watchmaker that's also based in Geneva, and they're doing a watch and humidor release. And I don't have a they didn't send a picture of the humidor, I don't think, but that's the watch that they're selling, and that's the cigar that's going to come in the humidor. And this is not going to carry a cheap price tag either. And they're only making 30 of these. But I thought the watch was really cool when I saw this. I was impressed with this watch, and it's going to be $18,000 in Swiss currency, which $18,000 in Swiss currency, which is about 22,000 US.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for Abe's reaction. That you picked this story to get an Abe reaction. I thought this was cool though. I did think this was cool when I saw it.
So here's the problem. First off, they can't even fucking make cigars to fucking sell. All right, they've literally been on back order for the last 3 years. We just stopped carrying their brand. It's just been ridiculous. Why don't you focus on the cigar production? Fuck the watches. Sorry, Sebastian, I love you, but just telling you like it is. I got, as a watch guy, I got a problem with these projects. And Rafa, we love you. You know, one of our biggest supporters, and they had a watch with the Monte Cristo thing. Or if you're going to package something with a really expensive watch, and I think this package is bigger, more expensive than the fucking Monte Cristo one. You gotta really love that brand to want to pay a premium price for a luxury watch. Otherwise, that whole fucking thing doesn't sell. You know, attaching, because I'm a watch guy. None of these watch projects I found exciting. Alex, you're a watch guy. Are you buying an absurd price package to get that watch? I'll just go buy a nice luxury watch I want.
I think this is a Rob Report release, I call this kind of. Like, this is for that Rob Report market they're doing.
Look, when I saw this, right, this actually makes sense for these guys in a way. If anybody should be doing watch collaborations, it's him. The fucking guy lives in Geneva. He lives in the watch capital.
Exactly was my point on that.
Problem is, I'm not really familiar with this brand. I'm sure it's a smaller, probably the correct term, boutique watch brand. You know what I'm saying?
Hardworking boutique guys. These are hardworking guys, by the way.
Here's the problem. I looked at the watches are around the $5,000 range. Now, like, even if this is a limited edition, let's say that's precious metals. Let's say it puts it at 10. I got to spend 18 for it. And when I'm a watch guy spending 10 grand on a watch, I spend 10 grand on a watch because I know that worst case scenario, it's going to be worth 10 grand. Worst case, I'm going to get 9, and I wore it for 10 years. So now I'm buying a watch and cigars, and it becomes tricky when you start going that high end with watches.
And this is why this works, because that's a brand. Yeah.
But yes, but it's a real brand.
But it's a very small release they're doing. It's 30 units they're doing.
I'm saying I don't like Cuba, but yeah, I'm not familiar with that brand.
Yeah.
That was my question. I'm not a huge watch guy, but my thing was, does the watch have that value, and does it have any resale value to like a collector? I don't know. Like La Aurora did one with Jacob and Company. That's got the name Jacob and Company, so there are people that follow that.
Sure,
that's and then maybe there are in this watch, but that was a $35,000 watch, I think. You know,
I mean, Cabbage got their name and branding on this watch. So
does that resell? Does that have a resale value for a collector of that watch brand?
The Jacob and Co. does, yes. The Jacob.
The Cavalier one, I don't know.
Yeah. When I looked at this watch, though, I could see someone wanting that watch, maybe, and not necessarily, maybe not, Cavalier or not. I thought it was an impressive looking watch when I saw that.
Listen,
I wouldn't mind getting one for my birthday.
Now, when I translate the price tag of acquisition the way they got it set up, no, I don't want that watch. What else you got, cool? Oh, go ahead. I didn't know. I thought we were done talking about it.
I was no, it's fine. It's just watch nerd shit. That watch looks very much the style of like a Richard Mille watch, which are like $250,000 watches. So it's almost like
it really. I'm not a watch guy. That looked impressive to me. That watch.
Yeah,
I would love that watch.
I mean,
I would love it too, Coop. But are you paying that money to get that watch?
Right. That's the thing.
I don't know enough if that watch is, like I said, the cigars for me, this is all about the watch. I mean, they have a unique blend that they did for this too, so it's not just a rehashing a blend. But for me, that's all about the watch. This package.
For sure, yeah. This is about the watch.
Yeah.
All right. What else you got, Coop?
This is one of my really cigars I have on the radar at the trade show this year. This week, Altadis, and I know Raphael's here, announced a new St. Louis Ray for their 30th anniversary. But the catch is this is a project they've done in collaboration with Christian Aroa at CLE.
I think it's being sold by CLE.
No, it's being sold by Altadis. It's on there. Okay. It's on their price sheet. Yeah. It's maybe I don't know if CLE's. I mean, Raphael will know if CLE's going to sell it as well, but I know it's on the Altadis price sheet.
Let me tell you something. Old brand, well known, been bought out in different versions, and I love the fact that they're marketing it. But have you noticed that they're all AI videos? Have you seen the videos with Raphael and Christian together? There's like 2 or 3 of them out there now, reels.
Yeah,
those are AI. They're not really. Yeah, man.
No, they're sitting in an actual cigar bar.
I know. I mean, I didn't. I'm trying to think. I mean, maybe there was some AI kind of.
The words are all off when they're talking.
That could be just. That could be just sometimes the way the videos render.
Rafi, was that real live footage?
I think they were. I think they were real.
It was edited with AI, but they were sitting in a real place.
Is that what it is? Maybe AI edited it.
Yeah, it was editing, yeah. But yeah, because he disappears, and that was AI.
Yeah, I saw some weird things watching it. I was like, why would
but I think the conversation was real with them. But what was really cool about this, and I didn't notice that Christian actually developed the first St. Louis Rey Honduran blend in his early days in the industry 30 years ago. And that's why that's kind of how the genesis of this whole thing happened, where, Christian went and, now blended this, but he's blending it with a lot of the stuff. Christian's going to have a big show this year because he's got a lot of interesting stuff. He's working with this Colombian tobacco, this Pinareño tobacco. Of course, they're known for Corojo. So they're going to have they're going to have 4 sizes with this, priced really well, $12 to $13.50. I think that's a nice, attractive price point. And from Raphael was on our show Thursday night, and he indicated it's limited production ongoing. So I'm like really excited to try this cigar.
So
me too.
Rob, listen, I know the exact shop where you're at. I recognized it right away. It just. No, I believe it. I believe it was shot with an iPhone, but there was some editing done. I don't know whoever did the editing. If you gave the video, the raw footage to somebody, because something just looked off when I watched them. I loved when I saw both of you on the same screen. I'm like, oh, I gotta listen to this, and it just something looked off. I said, man, are they using AI to do this? But yeah, I knew who you were. Something looked off when I watched it. That's all.
If they weren't using AI to do it, they should have, because it's so freaking easy and it save you a ton of freaking money. Sorry to the marketing department, but
listen, they're both
you're gone the way out the door, bro.
They're both in Miami, and to get together for a cigar is easy for them. Listen,
if it's AI, all I'll say is at least there's not these AI graphics being developed with people holding a cigar with 6 fingers.
Rafa said it's not AI. I think it was posted on Christian's.
I'm telling you, I don't think it was AI. I think it was just edited.
I don't think it was AI either. Yeah,
a couple cuts in there.
I thought there were good. I thought there were good vignettes they did of it. Actually,
they're really good vignettes. But I'm telling you,
when I
was looking at their mouths and their words, it just something threw me off. I'm going to go back and watch them again.
Yeah. But like I said, I think this could really give St. Louis Rey some juice with this. I think this is a really exciting cigar. It's priced well. It's packaged well. I love the story behind it. I love the blend that they're doing. This is very high on my radar this year.
Coop, to touch on what Abe just said, like to look at the only time I look at Raphael's mouth is when he's eating jamon iberico and drinking freaking fine champagne. That's the only time I'm concerned about what his mouth's doing.
Yeah, I was a little surprised they didn't have a charcuterie board in the video, but no, that was
I'm actually wanting to try that cigar too, Coop.
I am really
on my radar to go find.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's a great project, man. When that popped up, I was like, this is part of something special, and I think it's going to be big for that brand.
Yeah, no art isn't involved there.
No artist.
It was no revolutionizing of the new era of cigars or either.
Yes.
So
that is that classic Christian Aroa tissue wrap on there too. That's what he doesn't use cello. He loves the tissue wrap. I was really impressed with this cigar. I think you were wrong on this one. Was he wrong? No, Alan wasn't wrong. He didn't make a.
I just made a comment. I was wrong again.
Okay. I don't want to say he's wrong.
I thought it was AI, and then I asked the guy.
Oh, okay. Who knew. Okay.
But he's trying to have his moment of glory and fame.
Yeah. Like I said, I think this is going to give the brand a lot of legs this year. I think this is very exciting to see.
Actually, I like this rendition of it.
Which one?
The St. Louis Rey, because they had.
I do. I love it. It's so classic looking, and it looks like a collaboration between CLE and Alta.
Definitely CLE packaging.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got, Coop?
Last story, and there's so many so I think this one of the themes we're seeing at the trade show is everyone's leaning into cigarillos this year. And I know I'm trying to figure out why there's a lot of cigarillos that are coming out this year that I've seen. This is the one that I think is the most interesting one that Drew Estate's going to do. They are doing a cigarillo under Deadwood called the Deadwood Crazy Alice C Notes. And I think they're C Notes because there's 100 of them in there. And this is going to basically be a Deadwood blend in a cigarro format, 3 3/4 by 22. I don't think cigarillos at least connect with the regular premium cigar smokers, right? So I question why a lot of companies are doing cigarillos. But this one's interesting because I think they're going to be targeting a completely different audience than maybe the cigar geek audience here.
Yeah, 100%.
I think this is going to be really interesting to see what they do with the cigarette.
The register will empty out regularly.
Yes, this is one sit at the register and
right by the register. Will empty out regularly.
People just grab it. Yeah,
$1.08, and they're gonna be $1.80, $1.80 fees. I'm not. No, I'll give you $1.80 for retail.
Ooh,
180 100 count box.
I might make them 6 for $10. There's a retailer idea for
So the guy who walks in, or the girl who walks in the store and grabs a couple Deadwood, sees on the shelf and just grabs a handful for $1.80 and smacks them down with it every time.
Yeah,
because if I'm a Deadwood fan.
Right, I'm grabbing them. Oh yeah, give me a couple. Right,
I'm walking a dog or want to go outside. Right? That's why I'm smoking.
Yeah,
Look, I'm currently working on behind the scenes 2 cigarillo projects. So every time someone posts one up and it's not mine, I'm like, man, I'm behind. It's killing me.
We're calling it the year of the cigarillo.
Are you guys starting? Is it starting to be a thing? Like, are you starting to see that?
Yeah, And a part of the reason why is, I'll be realistic with it, is the old timers that smoke cigarillos, they're religious. They smoke the same brands and they are going away. So you have to, it's an opportunity to get newer smokers. And I would say that range is like, anywhere from 21 to 50 to smoke more cigarillos. And this one here with the Deadwood ones marketed great. It's going to move really well, but you got to have something unique. But it is a thing behind the scenes. It's definitely a conversation.
So here's the problem, and this is why this will be successful, okay? The problem with almost every cigarillo is the intense cost the packaging puts on a stick, right?
Yeah.
This is not cheap packaging, okay? No. And then you're putting 5 cigars in it. This format, and this is why you could sell it for $2, right? This format of 100 cigars in this open wood box kind of almost goes back to the day of Villiger 25s or Villiger 50s, right? Where that's what it's about. So I think that's what's going to make this attractive and way more affordable than the stuff that's already coming in tins.
Both projects I'm working on are 100 count boxes.
$25 for
This is the way to do it. This is the way to do it.
I agree.
But yeah, both projects I'm doing 100 count boxes exactly in packaging.
The one thing I'll say, John, and maybe you could comment on this, I just don't see a lot of people who are premium hand-rolled cigar smokers go to cigarillos. I think it's a different audience, especially like with the Zenos and the Romeo Julietas. I see a different audience with that. So I've seen other companies that come out with cigarillos this year. I'm scratching my head on why they're doing it. So they're very boutique.
Look what Look what Toscano's doing right now.
Yeah,
they've grown in the last decade with Michael Cappellini going nuts, and those are traditional, premium cigar smokers that are jumping on it. That's a testament right there. It's a proof of concept.
But there's something a little different. Like I said, now they're bringing the Deadwood, which Deadwood's been a monster for Drew Estate. This is probably the right move over maybe doing like an undercrown cigarillo, in my opinion.
So here's the thing: as a premium cigar smoker, cigarillos are not my every day or every month or maybe even every year rotation. It's more of a purpose functionality, right? So like when we were in Austria, there was a lot of short walks, between going from here to here because you're walking around everywhere. And the cigarillo was perfect. So I was actually buying a lot of cigarillos when I was in Austria because we were just doing a lot of walking. It wasn't a lot of couldn't smoke when we got into a place, but it was a 10, 15 minute
walk. You can put it out exactly.
I can light up, not give a shit when I'm done. I toss it.
Yeah.
So it's more of a functionality thing with me. It's not something I'm buying for my everyday routine.
Let me ask you a question. It's a side question, but you feel like Deadwood's surpassed Acid at this point?
Oh, no. Yeah. You don't? No? I think it has.
No.
I don't think it has, but it's getting there.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think the supply is part of the reason it hasn't? Because I see a lot more. Listen, we're waiting on fucking Deadwood more than we're waiting on Acid.
It's changed a lot internally since you've been here, Alex.
What's changed a lot?
The supply availability and the going out as well.
Of Acid?
Of Deadwood. We got a lot. I know. I look at the numbers.
You mean you're sitting on more than?
Yeah, it's not moving like it used to. We just not getting enough or whatever. It's in fact,
you think you move more Acid?
So here's the thing. And I don't know why. Well, here's the thing. I don't know why, but because now's the time we're looking at a lot of everything because we're getting ready to place a lot of orders.
Sure.
I think I used to sell more acid 10 years ago, 15 years ago than I do now.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't know if that's people aren't smoking it. I think a lot more people are carrying it and people are finding it elsewhere than 10, 15 years ago. I was one of the early guys who got on board with acid when other shops, we're not carrying that in our store. You know what I'm saying?
But my question, do you think, or would you say that you're selling more deadwood than acid right now?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay. See,
that's
hard
in one location.
Because I don't know what jurisdiction.
I'm asking warehouse. I mean, obviously.
No, warehouse, no. We're definitely not at the warehouse because that's the part I look at ordering.
And it's actually not one. It's whatever location Domingos is working in for the day.
Well, that could be too. But I think the strongest.
That kid loves to sell deadwood.
But listen. Sometimes that's all it takes for a brand. But
absolutely,
I think
guy fucking pushing it.
I think most people don't realize the monstrosity that Acid Cigars was. I mean, Acid Cigars to Drew Estate is what Edge was to Rocky Patel.
Right.
Literally built.
That's true. That's true. That is true. Yeah.
Built a fucking company. I mean, literally. So I don't think Deadwood is in the realm of acid as far as sales. I think Deadwood acquisition was a huge winner for them, like monstrous winner. But I don't know if it's gotten close to acid yet. I could be wrong, but I'll find out at the trade show.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Gary Brooks, this is probably truer than you think. I think this could have something to do that I'll wager that many people have been accosted for lighting up an acid cigar in a lounge. I think that's sad, but I think it's true. And I think that's why you typically won't see a guy light up an Extraordinary Larry with 8 other guys that are smoking traditional cigars, because the second that lights up, everybody gets a whiff of it. And maybe less today than 10, 15 years ago, but I know it's happened 10, 15 years ago, no doubt.
No, definitely. There's a little bit of, shaming or bitching of the smell.
All right, is that the last story?
That's it for this week. Yep, I put in for the stories.
All right. Please always check out our dear friend's site to keep up with all the things going on in the industry. Always teaser and rumor free. Go visit cigar-coop.com. There you have it. All right.
That golf cigar was a good pick, guys. I smoked it.
I love that cigar, actually. Yeah.
I couldn't smoke anymore.
I got to stop yapping so much. This went
Abe, you got me on the show. I can take over any yapping that you need, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you went on pretty good today, buddy. You're a good talker. I can see why they want you always on there. Let me ask you a question. Is it that you just live in their backyard, or do you sit there and do like 20 things at one sitting while you're there?
No, it's because I live close. We're 25 minutes away. So what will happen is Michael hit me up on like Friday and be like, "Hey, dude, can you come in on like Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday this week?" We're short one person, so that's why I'm on a little more often. Because
I thought you were talking about my podcast actually. I thought you were talking about my podcast.
Well, I was just on yours recently, but yeah, that's why. And they do daily, so it's you got to have so much friggin' content if you're doing
daily what?
Daily podcasts 5 days a week. They podcast, yeah.
For how long?
It's about an hour.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's a lot. So you need a ton of content. So that's why they look to change it up and have some different characters from time to time. Because when you sit down for an hour, you got to have a lot of prep, and then you got to for 5 days you got to have a lot of prep, and you got to have a lot of different feedback on it. So, but yeah, so it's because I'm so close.
Well, that's insane. All right, what are we in now? Week 3 of Tail of the Tape?
Yes, we are.
All right, it's week 3, and it's time to find out what cigar is coming up on our number 7 for the top 10. It's time for Tail of the Tape.
Huh?
We don't have Tail of the Tape? What am I doing? What?
No, it's inventions, not cigar.
On Tail of the Tape.
Did I say I'm all right? I cluttered. I'll tell you I'm wrong again.
Wait a minute.
So it's not. All right. Number
All right.
seven.
Is it number 7? Yes. Number 7. Top inventions in our lifetime.
Number
John
8.
Carney,
Number 8.
throwing it.
Number 8.
Number 8. Yes, number 8.
Yeah.
That's our third pick. Number 8.
Correct.
So Carney, it's got to be something that was invented in the time that you were alive. All right, I'll kick it off. Number 8 for me is, again, my bottom 5 are not quite as like world changing as everything else, but number 8 is the Keurig K-Cup. Literally changed the way people drink coffee and somehow managed to stay. I think Keurig's is one of those things that would have been a fad that people thought were going to come and go, and
I was shocked it stayed.
Standard. It is a standard method of having coffee today. It literally changed accessibility to coffee.
It got rid of instant coffee pretty much.
And yes, it killed instant coffee. And
It killed instant coffee, yeah.
Cool.
So this one, this would have been higher, I think, maybe 15 years ago, but I think it was still important in my lifetime. I put the optical disc, the laser disc. So, the CD, the DVD, because that really, in terms of media, changed the delivery mechanism into digital format, where it introduced us to digital audio, introduced us to, digital video. I get there's other ways now we consume that today, but it was very much a big thing, especially in the 80s when compact disc came out. And, it really became the primary mechanism for a long time, replacing albums and tapes. And then the same thing, movies, it replaced the DVD, really replaced VHS. So I think it was very important because I think it transformed us to that digital mode there.
All right. On my list, coming in at number 8, nothing ground shattering, but it's the one thing I always talk about. It's the only thing that in 30 years, I will say, is way less expensive today than it was 30 years ago. And it's made accessibility to every American to do things that just couldn't have been done 10, 20 years ago, maybe, is digital printing. Digital printing's changed the game. The way, you couldn't get business cards before. You had to really have a company because it would be $300 for 100 cards.
You had to go to a print shop to get your business cards. I remember that.
Yeah, and it would be super expensive. Now anybody.
That's the perfect example of that is like American Psycho when he's going over his bid and he's enraged by how nice the other guy's business. Yeah, business cards were serious fucking business back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, it allows for variable data printing, small runs. It changed everything. I mean, how it goes. It eliminated the need for printing plates. And anybody who doesn't understand offset printing, what you had to do to actually print something was insane compared to today. And it's honestly, it allowed everyday consumers to really get things done at extremely reasonable prices, and you didn't need to color separate. You could actually create something on your computer, send a guy a color file, he prints it. Before, if I designed something, I'd have to give the printer the cayenne, the yellow, the black, and the magenta files so they could process it. So
now you can get 100 stickers made for $20.
Literally. So digital printing comes up at number 8.
That's a good one.
That's a good pick. That is a good one.
Carney, how about you?
I like Eric Margolin's answer, the Glock. That was a good one in the group.
No, honestly, in truth, it is a good one.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. Mine's probably already been said on the show before, but it's smartphone. The smartphone's it for me.
We might be still early to get to the smartphone.
Yeah, we're on number 8.
Yeah,
that's gotta be Abe's number 1. That's gotta be Abe's number 1.
Yeah, I won't be there for number. I may or may not be there for number 1. I think I'm coming back on in the end of the summer, but
it's not my number 1, Coop.
Yeah.
Oh, so
for me, it's number 1. I can do everything. Literally everything I do, I can do on this phone. I can create everything we've talked about on the show, art, the institution of having it, being able to have AI in your hand. I mean, every single thing I do, I can do right here.
You haven't gone through this yet, but you will as they get older, right? like I'm having these talks with my daughter, right? So she's going to college. She's got a bank account. She got a job, so she's depositing her first checks. And then, we're talking about getting a credit card and what she needs to do to maintain it. She's like, how do I not overspend? I said, man, we never knew what we had in the bank.
Yeah.
Unless you kept a perfect checkbook ledger, the only way you'd ever know what you had in the bank is you had to go to the bank or call the bank and ask them what was in my account. And
you had a book. You had a little book. Yeah.
Checks you wrote may have not cleared. I said, you can get on your phone and find everything out in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You don't come to me and cry like, how are you going to figure shit out? You got it made.
Yeah, but the phone, everything we talked about here, like I can buy a Glock on my phone. I can make coffee through my phone. Yeah, every single thing we're doing right this moment, besides smoking the cigar, I can do physically on my phone.
But I can order them from my phone and get them delivered to my house. I can get cigars delivered to my house from my phone.
Right.
The GPS on the phone. I mean, everything. It's a complete changer.
I run every aspect through my business through my phone.
I know you do, yeah.
From the cameras to the alarms to customer service to back end of the website, everything. And you know what I always find amazing is, I mean, I'm a decent sized company, but we're still relatively tiny and small. And I have all this at my fingertips. And then you got to look at people like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, who built these fucking empires before there was a fucking fax machine, before there was internet. Like, how are they juggling all that shit? How are they keeping tabs on everything back then? It's insane. I can't fathom it. Because for me to run my little universe without this right now, I'd feel like I'm dead.
Now you know why Abe went after his phone in one of the worst areas of Atlantic City to try to get it back.
Hunted that guy down, bro. Hunted him down. Hunted him down.
Yeah.
All right. So that ends up our. Do we have a? Did he give you a graph? We can show Carney our other picks.
Oh yeah.
The leaderboards, so you can see what we picked in number 10 and number 9 and number 8. There you have it. There are our number 10, 9,
super soaker.
That was Alex.
Yes.
Hell yes.
Lithium ion batteries, huge, Abe. You couldn't do it without. You couldn't have the phone without it.
Right.
A lot of things without it.
Right.
Yeah, I see how you're building this.
They're so intertwined.
Yeah, I see how you're building your list, though, Abe. Like you're building things that are going to be supported on number one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Number one,
and you'll be able to explain it.
And look, I didn't. I tried not to make it all tech based. It's very hard for our generation. That's why but
they kind of all are in a lot of ways. Like even the K-Cup thing, there's technology involved.
I mean, yeah, but that's consumer driven too. It affected markets and stuff. I guess, yeah, you're right. It's all kind of tech based in some form of fashion.
I'll put it to you this way: my number one isn't.
My number one totally is.
Yeah, mine is too.
My number one revolutionized.
And we already have a lot of overlap because I have some coming up that all overlapped.
Yeah, I really would like to. I really want to take a look at it when we finish the whole leaderboard. To look at all our lists and how
this was hard to do. By the way, we
thought it was easy when we came up with it, and then as you get down to it, like,
it was hard.
It was hard. All right, it's time to finish KMA Talk Radio in our traditional fashion at the end of our show, brought to you by the fine people over at True Estate Cigars. It's time to find out. Would you rather?
Alrighty. So listen, this was a silly question, but I'm allowing it for perfect setting.
Hey everybody, on this edition of Would You Rather, I have my girl Abby. Now Abby, would you rather put your head in a lion's mouth or put your head underneath an elephant's foot?
I guess the lion's mouth.
Perfect.
Listen, I got to tell you, Izzy's face frozen with her smile open while she was waiting for that answer was kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, look, one you survive, one you don't.
No, No, fuck that. One, I got slim chances of surviving and being mauled, and the other one, I'm just dead instantly. I'm going dead instantly. If it goes bad, let the elephant crush me, and I'm dead.
Hold on. Now, the question was, would you rather put your hand in? So this could be a lion.
No, it was your head, not your hand. Your head.
Wait. Your hand. Hold on. I thought it was hand in a lion's mouth. Head in an elephant.
Head.
So it's putting your head in both places.
Yeah, fucking elephant. If it's going to go bad, I need it to be over quickly. No question.
You're going to have damage from the lion that you'll never recover from.
So listen.
And I might die, but I'm going to be all mauled and dead and bleeding out. Fuck that. Elephant.
Yeah, I'm going elephant, hands down.
I'm going elephant as well.
When I first heard this, I thought it was hand in hand.
No, head in both.
Yeah, head and head is ridiculous. Then when I heard it now, I thought, oh, she said hand and head. But why the fuck would you put your head underneath? Why I could just put my hand in a line? Now I see the absurdity of the question.
Head. I'm going head in the lion's mouth. Higher chance. I want to live, but I do support. I'm on your page there with the dying quickly thing. Like I've always said, I want to die from a direct nuclear missile strike. Like I want the nuclear missile to hit me, like in that movie from the '90s where Saddam Hussein gets blown up. He's sitting there sunbathing. He gets blown up by a missile. So yeah, I'm going head in lion's mouth for high survival rate. But man, you're right though. You're gonna bleed out and die eventually, probably. But
if it goes bad,
I've seen heads in lions' mouths before. I've never seen a live person with their head underneath an elephant foot.
I really would love to know the thought process of the young lady when that question was asked. You saw her going. I wish you were like little bubble things of what she was thinking in the moment. So, anyways. That segment. Wait. I'm a little slow today. There you go. Brought to you by the fine folks over at Drew Estate. And that brings us to the end of our show. John, thank you for coming on, being our guest host.
Always a pleasure.
A lot of fun, as always. And I'll see you guys both, I guess, next week sometime.
Yeah. That's right. No show next week, right?
No show next week.
When do you get in, Abe?
We typically get in on Friday. There's really no reason. There's no reason to get there earlier. We get there Friday, and we usually leave the day after the last day. I don't know if I scheduled to leave. I might have left a little bit early this year.
Yeah, I'm driving this year. I'll be driving again Thursday. Yeah.
It sucks because I know I'm not going to go next year. It's going to be the first time in a long time I haven't gone to the trade show.
That's causing a lot of challenges on my outside cigar life for next year, and I don't know what's going to happen.
What do you mean by the outside cigar life?
My day job.
Oh, because of the timing.
The timing is really bad. So
when is it next year?
It's like March? The first weekend in March.
March 5th. Why? Couldn't tell you. I'm sure some board's great idea for about something.
Yeah, I may have to do a quick fly in and out of Vegas if I do it next year. But the team will be there. It may be tough for me.
Anyways, thanks to all our fans out there. We appreciate you spending your Saturday morning with us. We hope we entertained you a little bit at least. And we'll see you back in about 2 weeks. Until then, everybody, keep it lit.